Welcome to the Entrepreneur Podcast, where we take a look inside the lives of the accomplished and successful businessmen and women. We'll get up close and personal with the founders of booming startups. So lean in and prepare to carry away something to skyrocket your own business. Please subscribe to our show and do leave us a review. It means a lot to us. Now, here's your host, Rajiv.
Hey listeners, welcome to the Entrepreneur Talk Show. I'm your host Rajiv Unikrishnan, and this is the show where we talk about entrepreneurship and speak to great founders, entrepreneurs and investors. Today we have with us Kris Reid Founder at Ardor SEO. Welcome, Kriss.
Hey, Rajiv. Nice to be on board.
All right. Just a brief intro. So Ardor SEO is a multinational backlink building company that helps businesses achieve utmost success in their respective niches by using the most innovative methods of marketing online. And a brief about Kriss. He was born in Brisbane, lived in over 9 countries, and now living in Cambodia. He started out as a software engineer and worked for a variety of companies before taking a break from the corporate world. He started creating tools that increase website ranking, which is now the basis of the company Ardor SEO. Again, welcome to the show, Kriss. Do fill in the gaps, if any, in the intro, and do let us know what's going on in your world today.
Yeah, sure. So I'm originally from Brisbane, Australia, a software engineer that worked in finance for many years, 10 years or something. Lost my job in the financial crisis, like many people working in finance, and ended up traveling the world, fell into digital marketing, absolutely loved it. And yeah, I've spent the last 5 or 6 years living in Southeast Asia, mainly in Cambodia and the Philippines, which is where the majority of our staff is and our offices.
Okay.
And yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. So before we get into the company and, of course, about you, is any passions outside of work?
Yeah, I'm an avid yogi. I get up every morning before dawn and go and bend myself into different contortionist shapes.
Okay. All right. So, of course, the proverbial question is what inspired the idea for Ardor SEO, the company you run?
Yeah, so after I lost my job working in finance in London, I moved back to Australia for a time and thought, well, what the hell am I going to do? And I started building an online game because finance, all of the programming is desktop-based. Mm-hmm. Generally, they want it to be super secure. So often the computers aren't connected to the internet because it's pretty hard to hack something if it's not connected to the internet.
Correct.
And but I wanted to learn internet programming, so I started building this game for a bit of fun. And as the game became finished, I was like, well, how the heck do you get people to your website to play it? And so I started learning about SEO. And I had a Russian girlfriend at the time, and she asked me to move to Russia. And I thought, sure, why not? And I didn't really speak Russian at the time.
Okay.
So I couldn't get a job and thought, well, how the hell am I going to feed myself? And so I had this new skill about SEO. So I gave it a punt, and turns out I was pretty damn good at it.
All right, great. So in terms of the vision, I mean, what would your vision be for the company?
More of the same. I mean, we started out as a backlink company. I mean, backlinks are the fundamental of how Google works. They are basically a link from one website to another.
Correct.
Larry Page, the co-founder of Google, he surmised while he was at university that, just like when someone writes a thesis, if other people reference that thesis, then the original person must be the authority on the niche. Well, that must be the same for websites, right? If everyone links to your website, then you must be the authority on that niche.
Correct.
And it turned out it worked really well and just destroyed all of the other search engines. And so that's where we started. It's still one of our cores because it's a super important part still.
Absolutely, yeah.
But then we moved into more on-page SEO because basically if you add links to a website, it'll do 2 things. It'll either go up or it won't. And we started monitoring customers' results. So we'd add the links to their website and some would shoot up and some wouldn't. And then we'd look at the ones that didn't and go, oh, here's all the reasons why. And either site is technically not sound, doesn't load well, the metadata is no good, the content's no good, whatever it is. I mean, there's many different ranking signals. But basically, you get a site in good shape, you add links, it goes up. So if you add links, the site's not in good shape. And so we started providing more on-page services. We grew the company a lot there. Then one thing we found is that business owners hate writing content.
Yeah, true.
We used to build content plans and we go, oh, great, now just make us a page on this and this and this. And you'd just be waiting for months. It'd never happen. So we developed a content team to handle that. And as we keep moving, because we keep growing our skills and growing our team.
Yep.
And so we figured that people don't really care about search engine rankings. They care about getting more customers. And so we really focus on conversion optimization as well, to make sure that once someone gets to your website, well, what are they meant to do? Are they meant to put in their email address and get some guide, or contact you on live chat or Facebook, or pick up the phone? Whatever the call to action is, we work really hard to make sure that's what's happening, because that's what's important to our customers. So that's what's important to us. Okay. So that's where we're focused.
Got it. So when you thought of the idea, was it just you to take this idea and make it a reality, or do you have any co-founders?
No, it was just me, and it was really out of happenstance. To be honest, I didn't, ever think, oh, I'm going to build a SEO company. It was just me working away, and then got too much work for me, so built a team, and then a couple of years later, we got really serious. I went to the Philippines, opened up an office there. We must have like 30 or 40 staff there in the office. Got a whole bunch of remote staff as well. It's been a great ride, and it keeps growing stronger and stronger.
So for any individual starting a company, or online basically, or for startups, the first question or confusion is search engine marketing, SEM versus SEO. So can you throw more light on that?
Yeah, well, SEM is Adwords. Search engine marketing is what it stands for. And SEO is search engine optimization, which is the free organic search. AdWords is where Google makes all their money. That's Google's a massive company, and it does have its hand in a lot of different cookie jars. But still, if you look at their balance sheet, it's well over 90% of it comes through SEM, AdWords search. And so Google's always trying to play around with the search results to get people to click on ads, because they don't get paid by showing ads. They only get paid by people clicking on them. But they still can't just show irrelevant ads. They need to make sure that people are getting the information they want. Because if they're going to Google and they're not getting a good search result, they'll stop. They'll go to Bing or use Facebook or whatever.
Yeah, correct.
So Google has to walk a really thin line between providing great search results and getting people to click on ads. SEM has a few advantages over SEO, and vice versa.
Okay.
SEM is instant. You spend money and you get results now, and that comes with some real advantages. You can test out ideas. Even if before you have a product, you can see if there's a target market, build a landing page, send some traffic to it, see if people are actually interested in it. Or if once you do have a product, you can test out that those keywords convert.
Correct.
Rather than SEO can take a lot of time to build the content, build the links, get the site ranking, and then you get it there and you go, oh, well, those keywords don't convert very well, so it was a bit of a waste of effort.
Correct.
But one advantage of SEO over SEM is that it's compounding. So if you spend $1,000 on SEM, well, you get X amount of clicks, and it can be pretty expensive. In Southeast Asian countries, it tends to be a bit cheaper, but if you look in Western countries, you can be paying anywhere from $3 to $300 for a click. Especially your lawyer type terms like personal injury lawyer and things like that. They're seriously hundreds and hundreds of dollars per click.
Oh wow! Okay, I didn't know it's that
and
much.
So 10 clicks will cost you $3,000 or $4,000. And people are paying it, so they must be getting a return.
Correct.
The thing with SEO is you spend that money, and each month it compounds. So say you spent $4,000 on your SEO campaign, and that brought in 1,000 new visitors. Well, next month you get that 1,000 as well, plus whatever the next iteration brings. So then you get 2,000. Next month you get 3,000. Next month you get 4,000. Where SEM, you're spending that $4,000 and you're getting 1,000 visitors. Next month you spend $4,000, you're getting 1,000 visitors.
Correct.
It doesn't change.
Okay.
So SEM is a great way to start, and it's a great way to get a positive ROI on your digital marketing.
Yep.
And then expand to SEO with the money that you're making through SEM.
Got it. I mean, so you did mention 3 keywords. I mean, keywords, of course, keywords. There was links, there was a ranking. So, I mean, just to throw light briefly on, first is, of course, everyone hears about keyword research, selecting the right keywords, right? So, I mean, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so again, Google makes their money through ads. So they provide tools for you to make ads and for you to bid on keywords. So it's a competition, right? It's an auction of whose ad is going to get shown. And it's a lot of different things go into it based on how relevant your ad is, how many clicks it gets, the amount that you're bidding on the ad. Mm-hmm. The more you bid, the more Google wants to show your ad. But you can use the AdWords keyword research tool. You can pop in your URL and it will crawl your website and pull out a whole bunch of keywords for you. That's certainly the easiest way to do it. Okay. And then you can go through the list and decide what you think's good and what you think's not good. But another way you can do it is using spying tools, like SpyFu is a great one, and SEMrush is a great one.
Yep.
So these monitor the internet and monitor what different websites are doing, where they're ranking for different keywords, plus what ads are being shown. And so generally most businesses are looking, well, bricks and mortar businesses, they are looking for a geographical target. And so if you're a pizza shop and you're in Singapore and you're Pizza Shop Singapore, you'd probably want the same keywords as the pizza shop in Phnom Penh. You just replace Singapore from Phnom Penh. So you can go and put their domain name into SpyFu or SEMrush, and it'll show you all the ads that they've been using.
Oh, okay.
And you can be sure that if someone's been showing an ad for 13 years, then, which is how far SEMrush goes back, how far SpyFu goes back, then 13 years they got to be making money on it, or they wouldn't be using it.
Yeah.
So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can just even copy those ads, change the anchor text, change it from Singapore to Phnom Penh. And one thing that this is really great for too is to increase your click-through rate on your organic listings.
Okay.
So one of the ranking factors for Google in the organic listings is your click-through rate. If someone's clicking on your result and staying there, then Google assumes it's a good result, and so it'll go up more. Great. So like the number 2 position in the organic listings gets around 28% of the traffic, where the first gets around 34%.
Okay.
And so if you've got a really compelling headline, like click here for the greatest pizza in Singapore or whatever, that's probably not a great title.
Yeah.
But if it gets more clicks, if it starts edging towards 30% and the first edges down towards 32% and then 30, and then you slowly overtake it, Google will switch those positions because it assumes yours is more relative.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay.
But the thing is, you need to have really good content, because if people are bouncing back, so if people are clicking on your result and then coming back to Google, that shows them that it's not relevant. They didn't get what they're after.
That's right.
And then they'll throw you down the rankings. So It's really important, that Google is always looking to make sure that the user has a good user journey. They get the information they're after. And so it's really important that you have super quality information and you provide a good user journey.
Okay. I mean, the third piece you mentioned, of course, is the link building, and that's one of your key business. So, I mean, just to throw light, I mean, it's I think the most complicated piece out of all this. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
Oh, well, I mean, links are super important. They're the foundation of Google. You just will not rank without links. If you're pumping out content and no one's linking to it, well, Google figures that no one gives a crap.
Okay,
and it's true. Like Huffington Post, the Google bot is at their website constantly checking for new updates because they know that people want to read it.
That's right.
Provides good content. Mm-hmm. Where if Google doesn't know you, they don't trust you. So if you're throwing out content there and no one's talking about it, well, then they'll just stop ignoring it too. Where if you're getting people to like it and share it, a rule that we use is the old 80-20 rule. 20% of your time should be making content, 80% of your time should be getting it out there.
Okay.
So work with partners, work with people in your industry to get your content shared. Like no business works in isolation. Like any bricks and mortar business has partners that they work with, suppliers.
Yeah.
Work with them, providing them content for their website. Get a link.
Okay.
So often, a builder is just so passionate about the tools that he uses, right? So why not write a nice article for, like tradesmen will argue about which brand of tools is the best one.
Yeah.
So why not write an article about the tools that you love and why you love them and send it to them? They'd love to put it on their website with a link to you. That's
right.
A super relevant, super powerful link.
Okay, got it. Finally boils down to where you're ranking on the page. So, now Google keeps changing their algorithms for page ranking. So how do you keep up with it? Or do you know beforehand that something's coming?
You mean how you know a Google update is coming?
Yeah, for which affects the page ranks, basically.
Well, you don't know when Google updates their algorithms regularly. You're never going to know when it happens.
Mm-hmm.
You'll know when it happens if you check the rankings.
Okay.
But it's not something to worry about. If you have a good quality website, then there's nothing to worry about. All Google's trying to do is provide a better user journey. They're getting smarter and smarter all the time, being able to understand sites better, what the search's intention is, and provide them good quality content. So it's just getting more and more important that your website loads fast, looks good, provides great information, and is a good user experience. Google doesn't want, if someone's on a mobile device, that the site isn't mobile friendly. They don't want a site that loads slowly. They know that people are impatient. It better load real fast. They don't want people that hide content and have are trying to game the system.
Correct.
So as Google gets smarter and smarter, it's just more and more important to stay on the good side of things and just always put your visitor first. It's like if you own a cafe, you're going to welcome the person to your cafe and make them feel great and show them to their table and make it a really great experience.
Absolutely.
Because then they come back and they trust you and they buy your things. And that's the same for your website. People should feel comfortable there. They should feel safe. They should know what to do. Like if you go to a restaurant and it's just a bit dark and dingy and you're not sure where the toilet is or how you're meant to order, it's not a good user journey. You should look at your website with fresh eyes and make sure you do too.
Correct. So how has the growth been till now, and how is 2017 looking?
In regards to
the company?
We're doing just fine. It's been a really exciting year. I do a lot of podcasts, a lot of speaking engagements. Got a book coming out.
Okay, great.
It's been great.
All right. Now, of course, there are so many SEO and SEM companies around. How do you stay on top of the game?
A lot of networking. It's important to know. Well, we do a lot of testing ourselves, but it's also important to speak to others in the industry. Like just last weekend, actually, I went to Saigon in Vietnam to meet a whole bunch of friends. It was really great. Some people flew in from the Philippines, Thailand, Laos, me from Cambodia. And we're just having a few drinks and having a chat about what we do. All of us own agencies and all of us kind of specialize in different little bits. So it's great to help each other out and what have you been working on, and what have you been testing, and how do you see what works? So that's a great way to keep on top of things, because whatever you read on the internet, there's always so many conflicting reports. Do this, don't do this.
That's right.
Like, it's just like, what to eat. It's like, this is good for you. No, it's bad for you. So, testing is really the only way you're ever going to know.
Okay. And I mean, in terms of funding, are you bootstrapped? Are you planning to raise any money?
We certainly don't want to raise any money, and we don't need to raise any money.
Okay.
So, nope.
Got it. So what's your team size like?
We'd be over 50 now. We've got about somewhere between 30 and 40 in Davao in the Philippines. I haven't been there for a while, so I'm not too sure. We've got, about 10 or so in Cebu in the Philippines. We've got quite a few here in Cambodia, and an ever-growing number of remote staff.
All right. So that leads me to the next question is, how is it working remotely and, of course, managing a remote team?
I love it. I mean, I'm going to Bali at the end of this week.
I'm the next week.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, I'd spent years working in an office, and I don't like it. It's just blows creativity. I find I can be much more efficient outside of an office, get my work done, and go and enjoy life. And mature people can do that too. Generally, we do have an office, and it's more of our junior staff that are there. And even we have staff that have started in the office and then go and work remotely once they're kind of trusted and know what to do. Like young people, it can be a bit hard for them because they're not so responsible, or they don't have as much experience, and they're not sure what's expected of them.
Yep. I mean, so you have done your run with corporate jobs. So when did that switch happen where you decide, okay, this is not it, you are meant for entrepreneurship? I lost my job at the financial crisis. That was back in 2008. So, that was quite some time ago now. Okay. And you didn't decide that you want to go back to the corporate life immediately?
I certainly didn't.
Okay.
So I worked on the biggest project in Europe for a securities clearance house in London in the Square Mile. It was a hell of an experience. There's 400 plus developers. It was a big team, but it was just soul destroying. I'd do anything not to go back there.
Okay.
Like even working for large companies is exactly that, soul destroying. You're just a cog in a giant machine that means nothing.
That's right.
Right. Where like working on your own stuff or working for a company that stands for something is much more enjoyable.
Yep. And where do you see yourself in your business, let's say, in the next 2 to 3 years?
More of the same. I certainly will be doing a lot more kind of consulting work. Like that's already where we're heading to, is working much more with the business owners to help them kind of build their plan. Like a lot of business owners, they're passionate about what they do, but they're not really sure how to grow. And so we do that part for them. They're not sure about how to show their passion too.
Correct, correct.
This is what we're really good at. Like you'll find it can be anything. There's guys that they hand make cutting boards and they just love it, but they're not real good about talking about it. And so we talk with them and find out their passion and help them show it and help them grow their business. And that's what I really enjoy doing.
All right. Finally, any last thought or piece of advice for our listeners?
Well, I mean, just follow your passion. Do what you love, and hopefully you can make a quid out of it.
Okay. Please let our listeners know how they can reach you and also Ardor SEO.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, if you've got any questions or want to reach out, if you just Google the coolest guy in SEO, you'll see plenty of me. Click on anything and say hi.
All right. Again, Kriss, thanks for taking the time to talk to us and inspiring our listeners to start their own ventures, and all the very best at scaling Ardor SEO.
Cheers, mate.
All right. Do visit ardorseo.com. That's ARDORSEO.com, and visit us at theasianentrepreneur.com to get the show notes and subscribe to our show on all the platforms. Thank you.
Thank you for listening, and please subscribe to the show so you don't miss an episode. In the meantime, head over to theasianentrepreneur.com and check out show notes and other information to motivate you in your entrepreneurial endeavors.